before the world slowed and stopped, I was thinking about Henry David Thoreau. I'd been reading a Thoreau biography by Laura Walls and rebuilding the writing shack that I'd lost during Hurricane Florence. I didn't know a pandemic was coming, of course, but I felt like I was cheating in a way, like I'd been given the answers to a test we'd all soon have to take. I thought it was time to study more deeply the man who I'd known since high school, to go full Thoreau, to learn some lessons of simplicity, of learning your place close to home, of civil disobedience, and to learn lessons that were kind of a rough draft for the crisis to come, the climate crisis, when we'd all have to drive less, fly less, stay closer to home. But since I'm a writer, I didn't just have the Thoreau experience. I had to write a book about it. This is from the beginning of my new book. 16 years ago, when my daughter was just a baby, my wife and I took her on a trip to Walden Pond. As we approached the place where Henry David Thoreau's cabin once stood, with my daughter riding up on my shoulders, I said to her, "That's where the man lived who ruined your father's life." Ruined in a mostly good way, I meant. I discovered Walden when I was 16 and never quite recovered. The way my life was ruined was that I began to question the values of the system I found myself in. The life that men praise and call successful is but one kind, Thoreau wrote, and I hollered, "Amen." In this way, Thoreau was like a more profound, less musical version of getting stoned listening to Pink Floyd, but the effect was more lasting. I began to keep a journal in high school, and I keep one to this day. After college, the sentences from Thoreau's book were still rippling outward through my life, affecting the choices I made. To hell with law school or any normal career. I would become a writer. I would value solitude, and I would move to my very own Walden. I've been thinking about Thoreau as COVID virus sweeps through the country. The obvious stuff. He was America's original social distancer, and the not so obvious. Thoreau can serve as a model of self-reliance, reminding us that pulling back from the world, which at the moment will save lives, has its less dramatic virtues. Having long been a corrective to our compulsive national habits of over-busyness and consumption, he can inspire just such a corrective now, but only if we try to dig below the cliche of him. Because as it happens, Thoreau was not all flowers and acorns, and this man who died at 42 had some profound and sturdy thoughts, not just about nature, but about death and disaster. There will come a time soon after the pandemic has subsided, when we will be trying to make sense of what has happened, when we will tell a story about where we are and where we are going, about how we have changed. For me at least, Thoreau's ideas will be part of that story.